All right, testing, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think I have sound. So I scheduled this event, and then all of a sudden it uses completely different software. So thanks for making confusing, Google. Let's see. Cameraman, broadcaster, what? I guess, what? Hang on. So I don't know how to show the camera. How weird. This is a weird setup. Invite people, mute microphone, camera is not working. All right, so apparently it doesn't like my camera. All right, so let's confirm you have sound. Oh, man, this is a weird setup. All right. Maybe I'll just go to the live event, get rid of this software. Hang on. All right. Okay. Let's just do it this way. All right, so I'm looking at the chat and the live thing. All right, well, anyways, good morning. Yeah, it was really weird. I just scheduled an event instead of just broadcasting live, and apparently it uses completely different software if you do it that way. Huh, I didn't know that. All right, so anyways, I'm here. Sorry for that confusion. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming over from Forex.Today. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. So please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. My name is Wayne McDonell. I am the Chief FX Market Strategist for TradersWay.com. Thank you very much for being a client of TradersWay. We work hard for you. We want you to succeed. In fact, that is my prime directive. My number one goal when I wake up in the morning is to say, I hope Jim or Henley or Mike or Brooke, everybody is doing better and better and better. So that's why I do these sessions every single day, day after day after day after day after day, totally free. And I'm hoping I'm making a positive impact on the universe, in particular to Forex trading and the trading community. I've been doing live webinars like this for 14, almost 15 years. Not too bad, huh? So please get involved, be active, participate, ask questions. I'm happy to respond. And of course, if you want to attend future live events, and this is live, like live now, not live later, live now, it's just after 7:30 in the morning. If you want to attend more of these events, subscribe, and what it'll do is it'll give you an alert. And I'd appreciate a like. Apparently Google likes that. So if Google likes the like, or it's not even a like, what is it, a thumbs up? A thumbs up would be appreciated. Just let me know where I stand. And don't be a meanie pants and thumb down. All right. So camera's not working fine, great, whatever, but you can see the charts okay, it seems. So let's, I recommend we go through the dollar pairs, the yen pairs, look at some commodities, answer and address some of your questions, and then call it a wonderful day, call it a wonderful weekend, and so on and so forth. Does that sound like a decent plan? Cool. Well, let's get on with it. Okay, so let's just go. What do we got here? We have these yens. Oh, cool. Google wants to put something in there. All right. We got the yens here. Very, very, very nice. I hope you're trading the yens. Let's take a look at where we stand. We're 2 weeks into a swing trade here. At the very beginning of the month, you can see we had this drop down. Our plan was to buy it and swing it north. The monthly plan is to get this all the way to 133.5 for euro yen. Okay. That was the plan 2 weeks ago, and here it is, Friday the 13th. Where do we stand now? Well, as of Tuesday, on Tuesday's webinar, I said you should you should be done with this trade for the week. It might go higher. It probably won't on the short run. On the long run, like by the end of the month, we're supposed to be at 133.50. So then you have to make as a risk manager or as a trader, it's your job now to make a decision. Do you stay in, you hold it and go all the way in, or do you take profit here and come down? Well, the two parts of this decision was this fatty line, the fat gray line is the monthly resistance line. And then this whole red box is where you're supposed to take profit as a bull. Okay? Yeah, Marina's crushing these yens, right? Cool. Hey, Daniel. But Singapore doesn't let you on YouTube? Or did it? Yeah. Anyways, so the decision is, what do you do? And we knew at this point this was a terrible place to buy, even though, if you recall, it was rallying on whatever news was going on, like just a dumb place to buy, but an excellent place to take profit if you're a bull. And the decision that you're trying to make, I'm trying to squeeze this in here a little better, the decision that you're trying to make is, if you take profit, what kind of pullback are you going to get before you can buy it? And I think we said 132 you could buy it, or down here 131.63. Is that how you guys remember it? I think we even trapped it in here a little bit at 132.000. I think we were watching this. I think this was like one Wednesday's webinar at Forex.Today. We were right here, and I said, look, you either buy it at this roll reversal or you buy it down here, and that's that. Okay, cool. Elvin said yes. Yeah, so that's what it was, right? Yeah, Marina says yes too. So that's cool, right? So that's not, it's never an easy decision. What do you do? Well, nobody knows the future, right? But can you see how up here, because of the double resistance, I mean, it's not even double resistance. It's the weekly plan versus the monthly plan. Okay, so at the beginning of the week, okay, the beginning of the week, we were out of position for a weekly swing. You're already profitable in the monthly swing, but then it opens what I call too bullish, basically. Okay, it opens overbought in an uptrend. Well, it's still going to go up, but this is not a good purchase. Even though it went up, this is not the good place to be in. You should be in much lower on the previous week. So this is a red flag, and I usually make a big stink about this. When you open hot like this, you use the moving averages, but you're going to hit your target early. And if you hit your target early, everyone's going to take their profit, or should take their profit, knowing that it should retrace. So perhaps you take your profit here, and then you look for your two opportunities to get back in. And what I did on, it was Tuesday, I guess Tuesday, we were talking about taking the profit. And then Wednesday, I'll do it this way. Wednesday, we sort of identified these two areas, this long red line and this fat gray line that I just drew. One of those would be the likely buy. Either you're buying it at the psych level. I don't really care about the pivot. There's an old pivot there, but that old pivot creates the roll reversal. But it's really the psych level, 132.000. So anyways, that's the thought process we went through on Tuesday. On Wednesday, you got the re-entry. Here it is Friday, and you've already blown through the monthlies. And whoever's in the monthly swing trade, hopefully will survive the weekend. And, I'm thinking really we should be able to get to maybe 34, and it's not just 33.50. And maybe we get this closer to 34. What do you stink? Smell like a plan? Or you got out of the trade but hope to get back in? Yeah, because you never really know. Is it going to be 32 or is it going to be the monthly pivot? Don't know. Okay. Cool. So that looks all right. I already went over it multiple times throughout the week. Excuse me. That the pound was never the better trade to get into. Maybe it moved. Okay, there's two things, right? The market moved. It moved bullishly. Well, we knew it was going to move bullishly. That's part of the plan. I mean, clearly it's not a bearish plan here. but it did move quickly. This was not a good monthly entry for a swing. This was not a good weekly entry for a swing. So just because it's going up doesn't mean you have to be on it. There were better trades to be on technically. Okay. So the only way to really have traded this well, I'd say it's a little more scalping. I mean, see, it opens too hot here, but this played out really well technically. You see that? Up, right? Roll reversal, right? Up, roll reversal, up, roll reversal, up, roll reversal. So it happened. They're just not very good swings. To me, these are more like day trades. So I could switch this over into, let's say, daily pivots. But the weekly swing is not that good. See, we're out of position. Monthly swing is not that good. We're out of position. So, okay. And again, if you don't know how to swing trade, you should consider the swing trading course at fxbootcamp.com. You need to get that on board. That just needs to be something part of your repertoire. Okay, let's go on the kitty cat. Okay, let's try to figure out what our trade plan for this was. I guess. All right, there we go. Okay, this was our trade plan 2 weeks ago. This was our buy zone. This gray area was our target. The target was 35.33. We're at 35.70. It's dead. What? Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. It's dead. It's dead to me. It's dead. Yeah, I think you should be very, very pleased that you got this 35.82 is the actual projected top for the week, but we're outside the month, so I wouldn't care about those extra pips. Okay, but anyways, you're in this weekly red zone, and you're already in the monthly red zone. If you were truly patient, if you were truly disciplined as a currency trader, I mean, if that was something you're working for, you'd be done on this. But you're thinking, hey, Wayne, but Wayne, but it could go, but it could go higher. It's high. It's so high. That's the amateur whispering in your ear. Okay. The fact that it's up there is dangerous. Okay. You should, if you were patient and disciplined as a trader, you would take your profit. And even if it goes further, doesn't matter, because the risk, or the, let's say the likelihood of it going further is diminishing. So this is risk. So to say it differently, your risk is going up. You need to respond to that appropriately as a professional. Okay. So even if it goes up higher, imagine you saw this situation 100 times. Well, in the majority of those times, it's not likely to continue higher. So you need to address the probabilities, right? Not the hope. Hope is not a strategy. Okay. Is that too much fundamental, too much trader psychology stuff? You just want technicals, huh? If you like the tone of the conversation, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you guys are alive. And we'll move off CAD. Now, because CAD, I'll show you oil later. We need to go back to look at oil regards to the CAD yen. But let me finish up the yens and then we'll do that. I got a question here. In general, do I counter trend monthly targets? And yeah, we did that yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? I scalped. It might have been this euro. Was it the euro yen? Yeah, I think it was. I scalped against, so I made some money on the way down. We did that, I think, on Tuesday's trade. If it wasn't that one, it was something similar. And I did some stop hunting. Okay. But thank you for the feedback, guys. I appreciate that. Let's go to Aussie. Okay. Our Aussie's finally taken off. Our monthly plan is to get this up to 85. We're at 84 now. We entered at 81. So this is now up 300 pips since the beginning of the month. Okay. Very nice, right? And if you remember all of this, this is where we actually started sort of front running this move, which was March 23rd. And that's when we're at 80.50. All right, so we're looking at 350 off this bottom. This is the monthly swing, okay? And then this is the weekly swing. So your weekly is already at profit. Last week was beautiful. This week was beautiful. And we're on our way, 85.000. Okay, I don't think we're completely on the free and clear. You always have to look left. Okay, always look left, guys. So I'm thinking it's going to get up into this area, retrace, and maybe next week you're on our way to the target. Okay, so don't be shocked if it comes back down to like 83.50-ish. Okay, you buy it at 83.50-ish, and then next week we're on our way to 85. So you picked up 150 pips 2 weeks ago, 150 pips this week, and 150 pips next week. Call it 450 or the better part of 500, and you're done. Right? Cool. Brady, you're at 300 now. Gosie's at 400 pips. Good job, guys. Now, I'm not sure how you got it that low. Let me look at 400 pips. How did you get 400 pips? You shouldn't be at 400 pips. Or roughly speaking, I guess. Yeah, roughly speaking. Yeah. Alvin got 250. Right on, guys. Yeah. Sweet. You're still riding CAD, USD CAD. Nice swing trade. Thanks, Wayne. Hey, my pleasure. You've been in it since the 21st of June. Oh, you nailed it. Oh, good entry, man. Good for you. If my webcam was working, I'd give you the knuckle bump. And then I don't really like trading USD yen, but a lot of people do. So we'll put it here. Let's see if you can figure out the trade plan. Yeah, complicated stuff, right? Up, retracement, roll reversal, 50% fib off of a monthly pivot. And our target is 108.40. So what do you want to call it? 108 to 108.50. And we're at 107.69. But because the average daily range is so small, it doesn't really matter. You're probably in at 106. So you're only going to make 200 pips on this. Okay. And that's probably why I don't trade it that much. Also, based on global macro, if yen is weak, I prefer the dollar to be weak too. So why would I trade them together? But you can see this is our trade plan from 3 weeks ago. I wanted to come off this 106 area. It fell down to the 50% fib roll reversal area, which is fine. It's fine. Then it made the higher high, higher low, 1, 2, 3 inverse head and shoulders off of our support area, which is just perfectly fine. And then, then breakout, up, 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 down, down, roll reversal, simple price action. And now we're into the next up, 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 up. Okay. And if you get to this 108 area, you should probably just be done. Don't worry about it. Start again. Brady says all the monthly swing trades took place on the 2nd. Well, see, this is why I set up swing trades on the last day of the month, so that we're trying to get in the trades or at least set up the trades before they happen. Okay, Brady? So if you're in on the 2nd, I like to plan it out on the 31st kind of thing, so that you're ready on the 2nd, hot to go HOTTOGO. Does that make sense? You always got a front run. You got to be ready. So, I'm later today, I'm going to be planning next week's trades. Oh, I did set it up for you though? All right. Well, there you go, Brady. Brady's like, well, we did that. Oh, well, thank you for being a client to TradersWay then. All right. So there's some dollar pairs here. There's some commodities. After I'm done these 6, if you want me to cover something specific, there's always someone that wants to do like Euro Kiwi or something. Sure. Okay, fine. But let me go through these, okay? Take a look at Aussie dollar. You can see this didn't work out as nice. I mean, the monthly swing was obvious, so we set that up. We nailed that. Entry was, what do you want to call it? 76 and a half, not quite, 77, 76 and 3/4. Okay. But that goes back to the week earlier. So let me give it back, click out. So, okay. So you can see we set this bottom up. You can see we have this going. Looks like we did this like the 28th or 29th of March. And the target was, we'll just 79.50. Okay, so that's the macro. That's our monthly swing. Okay, so we did that at the end of March. Well, we're now in the middle of April, right? And so it's coming along. And then we look into how did this week start? Well, we started on a J-low, and a J-low is a big wide bottom. Okay, we start off the J-low, kick off the monthly pivot, higher high. Now, I thought we'd get a higher low roll reversal. I set up this area, the 3A2 area, which was a roll reversal area, as a potential buy zone. And then our secondary zone I set up off of this old resistance becoming support. Okay, and that's off of a weekly M3 and 618. So I had this as a whole buy zone. Sorry, I was wrong. Okay, I was wrong. So we did have it go up. It did consolidate, and then it moved up to the next level. I didn't even get the 3A2. But the monthly held. Okay. So close, but not perfect. But if you were in the monthly swing, you're loving it. If you were in the weekly swing, you were loving it. If you took profit in here, you're hoeing and humming, but it was still the all right thing to do on the weekly basis. Okay. Now this is live. Doji-san. No, it's live. What's up, Doji-san? Ohio. Konnichiwa. Yeah. Oh, let me stretch here. Oh. Okay, fine. Cool. So nice, right? Okay. So now what are you going to do? Well, now you got to, first of all, make sure you're not buying at resistance. And then you, just like everything else, like how many times, but you got to look at roll reversals, you got to look at retracements, you got to look at psych levels. Where's the 78? So we're on the 78 now, 78.00. Have it maybe come back down to at 78.8 or 77.80. Oop. Whoa. I didn't want that. Come on now. Come on, Haas. All right, let's do it this way. So something like that. What do you think? Okay. Look for the trouble left. You see it? Bottom, top. Okay. Yeah, Alvin says the struggle with these yen pairs is taking profit and waiting for the pullback. And I'm telling you, that's the most difficult thing. So why don't you do this, Alvin? Okay. When you set up a monthly swing, okay, cut your lot size in half and make 2 trades. So now it's the same risk money-wise, right? So you make it 2 trades. You manage 1 trade on a weekly basis, and the second trade you manage it on a monthly basis, which essentially means the monthly one you don't take your profit on your weekly risk. You spread the risk, okay? And do that for a year and find out which one works better for you. Okay? And maybe you'll find that they both work fine. They're just different. And That's what, Okay. Kiwi. Yeah. We'll get there. We'll get there. Hang on. Peso, not the right time of month. We'll catch that next week. Gold. Okay. Gold, we missed our target by $1 and the whole market collapsed. We were long here and here and here. I think we were long even before that. Yeah, off this bottom, everything was good. My target was 1,367. We hit 1,366 and it collapsed. Sorry. I was off $1. Sorry. People looked at it. Weekly target, monthly target, close enough. Give me my money, and they got out. Okay. You can see our weekly plan though. See this is our plan for this week. Buy this dip. I have it all gray zoned. Let me zoom in, I guess. Okay, we did this on Monday. Retracement into our little buy zone. My target was here, which is really like the red area. And this other line is the monthly target. And they're okay. So you can see if you actually, this is where you should get out every time on a weekly plan. So when they're that close, you can just see we scared the bulls out on both time frames. Okay. And now what do I expect? Well, I don't know. I'm considering the top of the month been achieved. I've seen the top of the week achieved. Okay. So what do I expect now? Sideways, maybe. You see that? Like I don't know. We achieved the monthly target. What more do you want? Maybe it goes back up and double tops. Yeah. But I wouldn't plan on. Basically, I would say let's see next week what happens. Let's just wipe the slate clean. As far as I'm concerned, it's just done. Okay. And then go into oil. Okay. The macro swing down into here, right into our buy zone for the month. My target is 70. Remember, we did this 2 weeks ago. Our target was 70 back when oil was 62.5. Oil is now 67. It just hit a 2-year high. And we're out of the weekly. So on a weekly basis, you should have taken your profit already. On a monthly basis, it should go from 67 to 70-ish, maybe only 69. So there might be $2 left on this. Doesn't have to happen this week. It'll probably happen next week. I would assume even in a retracement and then an extension. So that's all next week. Should you be buying at this big fat gray line? No. Should you be buying it off this pivot area? Maybe. But you better be aggressive, psychologically aggressively bullish. And I would sort of try to trap it, a little bit, kind of call this an area to watch, and then try to call like this area to watch and all this. But to me, it kind of like gold, it kind of feels like that was it. We're done for the week. Now, maybe, I mean, maybe we're done for the week. Maybe there's going to be more oil traders taking profit into the weekend than buying, but that means it would come down today and buy it back again next week. I mean, I'd like to pick it up at 65, right? 65.5 or 66. Like, yeah, like 66, 65.5. I'd rather it come down like this, and then next week we have a big rally. Okay. I mean, that would be kind of what I'm looking at here. Let me get rid of the fib because that's dead. Okay. Now, how many people here are actively working on having let's say a weekly plan and a monthly plan for their trading? How many people are actively working on that? Good coffee, minions. Good coffee. Yeah. So the upside to this is imagine you were a hedge fund manager. Okay. And you were the type of trading firm where you had one expert for everything, but you could be bullish or bearish, like you just don't know, right? That's kind of how you're managing it, right? Well, you still have to have short, medium, and longer term outlooks because your fundamentals are not random, right? And so you'd have to debate them and say, well, oil at 70 is too high, but oil at 50 is too low. So what is the good price to sell? What is the good price to buy, right? So if oil at 70 is too high, at some point, you as a firm, you want to start short selling, 68, 69, and 70-ish maybe, or 70 and then start selling down. But if it got down to 50, maybe at some point at 55, 54, 53, you start buying it back. And somewhere in the middle, maybe you're not trading at all, or maybe you're just day trading or adding to positions, right? Well, that's a conversation that you need to have with yourself, right? Am I, are you a bull in oil? Yeah. Are you going to be a buyer here? Sure. Are you going to be a buyer up here at 68 when you think maybe it's only going to get to 69 and some change? Like, when do you stop buying? And then if it starts coming down, are you now a bear? And how long are you a bear? A bear for a day, a week, a month, right? All of this kind of stuff, I think, are conversations that you should have with yourself. Maybe not in your first year or two of being a currency trader, but at some point in life. Guess we should talk about this one. This isn't a trade plan that you see here. We were discussing about having a bullish bias in a bearish market. Okay, so the first part of the conversation was, look, it's clearly bearish. So how do you become a bull? Or what if you're already a bull, but the market is bearish, right? The market does not agree in the current time frame, in current market conditions, right, are just not conducive to your bias. So how do you do it? And we were talking about, well, your choice is to buy a double bottom off of a pivot or wait for the higher high, higher low. And I said, which one is more conservative to you? And everyone said the second one. And I said, well, as a bull in a bearish market, should you be aggressive or should you be conservative? And everybody said conservative. I said, well, there you go. So those are your two choices. But it's the thought process of you saying, I'm a bull ahead of time before you even look at a chart. Then you look at a chart and say, oh, well, I don't have bullish market conditions. I should be conservative, which is the second part. And the third part is then you plan out, well, what is a conservative entry? And you wait. That's what that conversation was. And that was probably Tuesday's webinar at FX or at Forex.Today. Okay. Now, as a bear, price action, down, 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 up, up, sell. Okay. And the way that you do that is you look left and you go boop, 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 boop. Okay. So when you're down here, you look left and you set that up. Okay. Down, 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 new lower low. So you look left, drag this across. Okay. Up, up, sell. Down, 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 look left, drag this across. Okay. This one's not perfect, but close, right? So down, 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 up, sell, right? New lower low, look left, drag this across. Okay, again, not perfect, but at least you know the area, right? So up, 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 sell, right? Down, 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 look left, drag this across. Up, up, sell. Down, 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 look left, drag this across, sell. Down, 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 down. Okay, so typically what you would do is look left and sell. About 9 years ago, I wrote a magazine article And I discussed what the difference between a great trader and a good trader is. A great trader works less amount of time and makes more money, and usually significantly more money, even though they're working less. So how do you achieve that? Well, a good trader would say, well, I see technical analysis and I'm going to trade it once, that worked, twice it worked, 3 times it worked, 4 times it worked, 5 times it worked, 6 times it worked, 7 times it worked. But a great trader doesn't take the 8th trade. A good trader will take the 8th trade and won't work out, so then they'll try again, and then they'll try again, and they'll work all day, maybe even all next week, and they'll give back 20, 30, or 40% of their profits in losses because they did it seven times in a row, but the 8th and 9th time didn't work. Maybe even the 10th time didn't work. And then finally they're like, oh, wow, I better stop. And in this case, we can see that we're at weekly and monthly support. You should just be done and say, I made my money, 7 trades in a row. It's it's Friday. I'm walking away because I'm at support and I don't necessarily want to buy this now or yet. You're just done, and that's it. And you spend the Friday afternoon golfing, where a good trader that understands price action will sell it 2 or 3 more times, work all Friday afternoon, and lose some money for the effort, right? I mean, how many people have been through that, where you work all Friday and you lose money? And you're like, wow, if I had just done nothing, I would have at least not lost money. And that really becomes the difference, knowing when to stop. And that's cool to think that, right? Isn't that cool to think that, where you take Friday afternoon off and at the end of the year, you end up making more money? Now, it's not because it's Friday afternoon. It's because we're clearly at support. You just need to stop. Let me ask again for a thumbs up, please, if you don't mind. Tell YouTube that these are valuable for currency traders. Okay, so I am now going to open the mic for questions. Ask a question or ask for a currency pair, and I'm happy to cover them for you or with you. Thank you for the likes or thumbs up. Thank you, I appreciate that. You're far too kind. Get out of your, oh, and it's like, but don't sing, Wayne, don't sing. Okay, so I got some exotics up here, but let me know what you want me to cover. Oh, and by the way, if you're new to new to me, like if, hello, first of all, my name is Wayne McDonell. Second of all, subscribe. So when I do future events, you'll get an alert. Okay, Tony says Mexican peso. I'm going to say no to that, Tony, because I only trade, well, let me say that differently. No, Tony, because I don't trade the Mexican peso in the middle of the month. So to me, all you're really doing is selling US dollar, and you could probably do better on something else. So namaste, I apologize. Peace to you, brother, but no. Okay. Henley, USD ZAR. Well, okay. Okay, this is for Henley. Okay, it opened moderately. Well, first of all, we always have to start, right? You notice how I start farther back? So let's identify things we know. It seems to have bottomed. And the funny thing is, I was purchasing a lot of South African rand, right? And all of a sudden I stopped, and then, ooh, good thing I stopped. All right, so anyways, we seem to have a bottom. Then we look left, and there's the previous bottom, and we seem to have bottomed there, which is good. So you can see this is really trading technically. At the beginning of the month, let me do it this way, insert shapes. At the beginning of the month, we had a modest opportunity for entry. Okay. If you're not in on that on a monthly basis, I understand. That's not that good. And on a weekly basis, that wasn't that good either. Okay. So I understand that. Then she rallies up to the next level. Okay. Label. Don't label me. Rallies up to the next resistance. Okay. Outside the weekly. So I start to look at this. I'm like, I don't think professional traders are using weeklies. It just doesn't feel good to me. They don't look like they're respecting them that much. I mean, I don't know. Let's dive in. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that is a pretty close respect. They got it up to the monthly. The weekly was in there, but they had to stretch the neck out. I call that an Arctic turtle, by the way. So it comes up. The turtle's slow, gets his head chopped off, comes back down. This was a bullish weekly swing long and did nothing. So that's this. So this should be an inside week, right? R1 to S1. Yeah, it's pretty lame. Now going back to sort of the monthly basis, it kind of feels like maybe this pivot's in play. I would say I don't really like it technically. I think you probably could have found something better on this. The other thing to say is it doesn't seem like it's down, right? It's more up. But maybe it's not the best thing to be trading. Now, I know you're in South Africa, so you're exposed to this, so you might as well at least hedge it, right? So are you buying dollars on this one? That's what I'm trying to think. So are you actively hedging, which means you have exposure to the rand, and when rand falls, you lose purchasing power. So you want to be buying dollars. So maybe you're only long. Henley, you should be a portfolio manager for us. You should be like long only USD ZAR so that you're hedging yourself. So anyways, as a hedger now, you're only buying this. So how would you set this up? It's not a good, just technically it looks messy to me. Like there's something like that going on, but you don't want to see it that way. You want to see it off of here. So you got the sideways action, you got the slope. I think it'll come up here and then come back down. This is maddening. This is messy, Henley. I guess you're going to have to tell yourself we're in a secondary range like that. And then what? So drive up to here, down to here, and up to here, down. Cool. Yeah, well, Henley, then that's perfect. If you want to do that, that would be an absolute perfect fit. So I hope you get involved with that program. You've been trading long enough too, I think, right? That you're ready to go pro. Cool. So anyways, that just, there's got to be something better to do with your money, right? But if you had to trade it as a portfolio manager and you're long only, then you're going to spend your time maybe even daily pivots, play the psych levels. I mean, we just broke through 12. you know, but see, I look at this and I see fib wars. All right. So I see a bear selling there, and I see if you're a bull, you're going to want to buy this dip, right? So a fib war, excuse me, is a 618 Fibonacci retracement for bears, okay, and a 382 Fibonacci retracement for bulls, and we're stuck, okay? But I can see how you could be a buyer of dips, but I think it'd be frustrating. Gee whiz. me. Okay. Something to that effect, anyways, right? So, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Maybe wait for a break of this or that. I think this is going to be a tough one to trade in general. So, like, this is likely what is happening. You'll see something like this, but then I always assume that resistance will hold. I always do, because if I thought it was going to break, then I wouldn't call it resistance, right? So I would plan on it coming down before it goes up if I was a bull. That's just, oh my gosh, that's just a tough fight. You know, might be one of those situations where it's a tough month, but maybe next month is better, right? So maybe you want to keep your powder dry. Tough. I'd want better conditions for you if I were me. All right, Turkish lira. This was great. Okay. So we were waiting for better economic conditions. Remember, we are also using this to measure the geopolitical risk about the chemical warfare, the chemical weapons used in Syria. How many people attended that webinar where we're talking about euro lira in regards to the chemical attack in Syria? Thuso says, Henley, I'm scared of USD ZAR. Don't say things like that, okay? I used to have a coach that worked for me that said he couldn't trade the USD CAD. He called it the yo-yo. I'm like, why do you do that? It's not helpful to you, and it's not helpful to the people you coach. There's nothing unique about USD CAD. You just think there is. It's not USD CAD's fault that you were a crappy trader on that one, you know, and everyone's a crappy trader at some point in their life, right? So if you go through a bad period with the USD CAD, look, bro, it's not the USD CAD, it's you, right? It's not the currency pair's fault, it's your damn fault, right? So like Thuso says, I'm scared of trading USD ZAR because he lost money. Well, it's not the USD ZAR, it's you, bro, right? So just like, but don't say things like that because you're teaching yourself to believe it. Okay? Just like, you know, like, don't worry. Just say to yourself, I need to be, my trade plans need to be solid. That's all. Right? And like, so like going back to that, like I like Henley and I want Henley to do well. So I look at this chart, Henley's like, tell me something awesome about USD ZAR, and I want to deliver. I'm like, here's an awesome trade plan, Henley. And then I look at this, I'm like, ooh. Okay. I'm not saying no, but I'm saying when I look at this, I react in a way that I say, I'm going to need to be more conservative. It's not the USD's fault. It's not the ZAR's fault. It's not the good people of South Africa fault. It's probably your government's fault, but everyone else is nice, right? It's just that is tradable, but there's probably something better. So I probably want to look at a different pair before I get on this. But if I was an expert in this, and this was the one thing I had to trade, it can be traded, but I think I'd do it cautiously. But at some point in time, the market conditions are going to change, right? At some point, the market conditions are going to change, and that's when you become more aggressive. You go from conservative to aggressive, and what makes you survive is saying, ooh, well, these market conditions are not as great as I would like them to be. Let me get rid of this, right? Like, so I will trade cautiously. I will be patient. I will be disciplined. And when we do get the breakout I expect, then I'll be a little more aggressive. You see what I mean? But don't say you can't trade it. Like don't train yourself that way. Okay. Just bide your time. Say if we get a breakout of here, then May is going to be great, right? You should be looking at this and say, wow, I think we're going to work our way up into here. It's going to trickle down, and then I think we're going to long bomb this in May and June. We'll have this great rally in the USD ZAR, and you're going to kill it. You're going to crush it. Your pips will be raining from the sky. So you don't want to lose a lot of money now in mediocre trading conditions. Okay. All right. So going back to this, I think this is interesting because this on the lira, what we were talking about Wednesday, or was it Tuesday? It might have been Tuesday. I think we were in here. I said, look, this has been bullish for a while. Yeah, I think it was this first touch. I think we were touching here. And I'm like, you need to start considering this being at the end of the trend, or at least the move, the current move, right? And that you should start expecting reversal patterns. What kind of reversal pattern would it be, or what would you need to see on the chart as a bull to take profit? All that kind of stuff, right? Like an amateur's thinking like it's going to go up forever. No, it's not going to go up forever. So where would professional traders start taking profit on their bullish trades? Okay, and what does it all mean? And where would it come from fundamentally? And I was talking about an improved outlook for macroeconomics and an improved outlook for geopolitical risk. Okay, so for example, guys, if the United States goes in and bombs some Russians in Syria in retaliation for somebody using chemical weapons there, and Trump needs to show his force to Putin, right? So the U.S. bombs something. This is going to go up. Okay, if we avoid that, if that doesn't happen, if there's sort of a peaceful resolution or something, I don't know, the opposite of bombing, whatever that is. Usually it's just complacency. Then this comes down. Okay, geopolitical risk up, complacency down. So with that in mind, this rallied up pretty quickly. Here it is in the middle of the month, before the middle of the month. This was like the 10th or 11th. We already hit the conservative target for the month of April. Then the next day we hit the aggressive target for the month of April. So what do you do as a trader? You should be done. You should take your profit. You should take your money and run. Okay. Now give me a great reversal pattern. A great reversal pattern is a respect of a take profit zone, more than a 618 retracement, right? You set up the lower high. This is like a 1, 2, 3. Okay, 382 predicts a 1618. We're back into here. And now if you're a bull and you think there's going to be geopolitical risk, you think the United States is going to act and, like all good Americans, blow some shit up. Americans are good, right? Going into a third world country and blowing things up. Then, this will go back up. So when do you become a buyer again? And I would say there's different ways of doing it. One, this monthly pivot might act as support. Two, this roll reversal that used to be resistance, so maybe it becomes support. And then three, good old Leonardo Fibonacci. Anytime you have a higher high, higher low scenario in an uptrend, you want to use a trending tool. And you'll see that my 618 is the role reversal. So if I were me, I think what I would like to see, if I'm trading the geopolitical risk, if I say I think the Americans are going to want to do something, or at least threaten to say that they're going to do something, right? Then I'm gonna look for this next week. If I think the tensions are going to go away, and the whole world gets complacent and just ignores the fact that there was a chemical attack on civilians, then it's going to continue coming down. Okay. So I'm not so sure, right? We just so on the long run, okay, Y bar, not Y, if you're an economist, right? On the long run, I want Euro Turkish lira to come down. On the long run, I want USD Turkish lira to come down. Okay, that means like by the end of the year. Okay, but now's probably not the time to start this. Now's probably not the time to start selling this. You see what I mean? I mean, that doesn't look good for selling, does it? So if anything, at least until we get a lower low, lower high on this daily chart, or a moving average crossover at some point, I probably want to continue buying dips, and I think there's plenty of geopolitical risk near Turkey. So, yeah. Okay. I just don't think we're going to hit this in April. So why would we do it next week? Probably not. So we'll just leave that for a future trade plan. Okay. Please give me another currency. I'm happy to cover that unless I've gone over time. No. Got more. Chasing every way. I don't know. Bitcoin? I don't have a chart, bro. Sorry. I'd do it, Alex. I don't trade it, so I don't have a chart. I'd be fascinated to see how well the technical analysis works, but yeah. Pound UAD. Is that USD? We did that one already, Thuso, didn't we? Did we not? I guess we not. All right. Every breaking wave on the shore tells the next there'll be one more. I mean, it's a monthly trade. There's a clear monthly trade on this, and there's no weekly trade. So I think if you go back to like the beginning of the week, like I know it's Friday now, but if you go back to Monday's webinar at Forex.Today, I just didn't like any of the pound pairs, pound dollar or pound yen, for example. There's potential there, and there's a clear direction, but there were very few conservative entries. There were better ones on like Aussie and Euro and a few other things. So I'm looking at this like the monthly basis is fine. Okay. You can see there's a clear monthly swing trade here. But other than that, having looked at other pairs, besides this one, which is clear, okay, this is the plan. Besides that one, like these little micro trades, the weekly swings are mediocre. Unless you're dropping into day folding in daily pivots onto weekly pivots. There are probably some, but like this is not an easy entry. And then this isn't one. And then this is breakout retracement. But would I want to do this up here? Okay, this is a breakout retracement, but you know, it's just like they're just not, it's just not that great technically on the shorter term. Now, maybe on the very short term, like scalping would have been fine, but like there was this at the beginning of the month and at the beginning of the week. But I'm sure if you look at Monday's video, it's on Forex.Today. I'm sure if you look at that, I probably show you that there were 5 better trades to be on. Like that one's valid, but there were probably just better things, right? So that's all. It's not mediocre. It's relatively mediocre. Hey, it's better than the Czar. I'll never forget when I was checking into my hotel in Johannesburg. There was someone in front of me checking out. There's a dude and his buddy was just hanging out with him, and he was playing on his phone. And anyways, the guy that was checking out gets his bill, and it's this giant number, and he's like, "Oh!" And his buddy stops looking at his phone, sees the bill, and he's like, "Don't worry about it. It's only rand." And they start laughing, and everyone in the hotel's laughing, like, it's only the rand, right? This is funny, right? Don't worry about it. But that was pound USD. That is pound USD. What are you talking about? It's pound. Oh, you didn't have the watermark. Oh, let me change the template. Oh, everybody needs the template. There, 4-hour pig dog. Okay. What was some of the other ones? USD yen. I already did USD yen. Now you get the watermark. What else? Come on, guys. We only got a few more minutes. Let's go. Give me another one. I notice some people are bailing out. Don't bail out without giving me the thumbs up, guys. Don't be a lurker. Don't just sit there and look at this, listen, and then not give feedback. Come on. Everyone else, give me one more. We'll give one more, and then we'll go for the weekend. Brady says, Wayne, I finished the swing trading course on Wednesday. Right on. Yeah, Brady, if you sign up for the group, yeah, we're starting in like 3 hours. We'll set up next week's trades. Yeah. Aussie yen. I thought we covered all the yens. Didn't we cover all the yens right at the beginning? Did I miss that one? I thought I did it. Come on, let me double check. Yeah, no, I totally did it. Right, here's the resistance. I marked this. We're on our way to 85. Okay. So now what? Are you going to kick it off to 21? That's the basic kind of training. I mean, you don't have price action per se to be able to use here on a 15-minute chart, right? So I have it being heavy here, so maybe it comes back around. You should look left like I've taught you. Look left, maybe that becomes support. Let's look further left. Nomad's land. Yeah, tough area to buy. Let me try to change time frames here. Yeah, this I find this dangerous. I would like it to come down to 83.50 and buy it. So to me it's 50. It might even go up to like let's go back. You have to decide, and it's just going to be your opinion here, which is, that's the whole point. Buy it off to 21, rally it up to 84.50, and then take profit. So it'd be a day trade. Oh, Brady, yeah. Brady, it's fxbootcamp.com, and there's at the top of the webpage, it says trading group. Okay. Thuso says, can I download Monday's webinar? Yeah, it's either on the Forex.Today YouTube channel and or at Forex.Today. Can you download it? I think YouTube lets you download stuff, right? I don't know. Can you download it? Why do you need to download it? But anyways, maybe. How about that? Oh, Ruble, huh? Yeah, Doji-san. I'd love to. I don't have it. But yeah, talk about some big moves recently, huh, in the last 5 days or so. All right, so going back to this, guys, the decision that you need to make is whether you rally it up to 84.50. So how are you going to do that? Well, I would guess, if it were me, I would be guessing it's going to want to come down first. It's going to want to come back near the role reversal, although I don't think it's going to make it all the way down. So I think what I would do is I would plan on more of a 382 Fibonacci retracement and have it come down and kick off the upper pivot. But really what it's doing is kicking off the hourly 21 EMA and then rally this up to the 84.50 area, which I marked earlier today. Okay, get that up into here. And then I think I would just consider that like I just consider that a day trade, and I think I would take the money and run. I mean, it might add up to the better part of 100 pips, but I'd be careful. This is solid resistance. We're above the weekly target. I think there's going to be a propensity for people to want to take profit and leave, especially on a Friday afternoon. So I think if you're aggressive, I think you're going to get something like this. If you're conservative as a bull, I think you should expect something more like this. But that means it's down all day, and that means the next week you're going to have to plan whether you're still a bull or not. You see what I mean? Mike, you would have received it through the website. So whatever you have on fxbootcamp.com, it's sent it to you. If you log in, Mike, there's like buttons all over the place. I'm also sending messages to the group. Here it is. But when you log in, there's a big thing that says like live trading room or something. So just log in, Mike, and then double check the email you have registered. And I'll probably try to find a way to just manually email you guys. But that's it for the swing trading group, okay? Yeah, it should be. And it's great. It's a great group. There's only a couple of dozen people, so that's great. I think we'll have some fun. All right, so thank you everyone for being clients at TradersWay.com. I hope you visit TradersWay.com. If you're not a client, test out a demo, get used to our execution speed, look at our spreads. You can try a ECN account, a variable account. If you're doing like swing trading, that's appropriate. If you're more of a scalper, you probably want a fixed spread. We have all those options for you. You can attend my webinars every single morning, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, visit TradersWay.com and you know, at least show your loyalty and respect for the webinars I do for you every day. I'd appreciate it if you gave me a thumbs up for today's webinar. It does matter. Okay, it does matter. I appreciate the positive feedback. And also, if you want to attend future events like this live on YouTube, then subscribe. And what it does, it gives you a heads up when I set it up. Okay. Define ECN. The trade goes directly into the intermarket system. Okay, so do you remember when the Swiss National Bank lied to the whole world and crashed the entire market? How many people were around for that? Quite a few people, right? Well, some brokers went out of business. Some brokers almost went out of business, but had to borrow hundreds of millions of dollars to cover the trades, and essentially went bankrupt, right? Well, what happened to those brokers? Well, clearly they were holding the trades. They didn't enter them into the market. If it was in the market and the market collapsed, the broker should be fine, right? Because like, well, they're not holding your positions. They're not trading against you. right? I mean, just by definition, right? Well, many brokers went out of business. And some of these brokers told you they were like, what do they call them? The non-dealing desk and all this weird stuff. But then all of a sudden, there was a glitch in the market. The Swiss National Bank lied to everybody, and the market dropped 1,000 pips in 1 second. Several major brokers even went bankrupt in 1 second. Well, clearly they didn't enter the trades into the market. TradersWay, for example, was absolutely totally fine. There's no exposure to such risk because they're not holding your trades. They're not trading against your trades. You're not like a B book or something. So when we say it's an ECN, that means you sell euro dollar and that gets put into the interbanking system and they're done. Now your trade is out there with JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs and Timbuktu, Johnny Walker, Johnny Appleseed. I don't know. You're out there in the market, and that's really what a broker is supposed to be doing, right? Trading for you, not against you. Thuso says, can I take the price action course first? I don't know what do you mean first, but yeah, if you do all bundles, if you do the all bundle stuff there, I would start with the basic training and then price action. That would be fantastic, Thuso. Yeah. So anyways, guys, I got a bell. Have a wonderful weekend, I should say. Have a wonderful weekend. I hope to see you on Monday's webinar. I hope to see you at TradersWay webinars. I hope to see you a success in life and as a trader in particular. So peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May the profits be above average. And thank you very much for your investment of time today. I hope you found it valuable. Yes, Brady.